back. We're back.
You see how I moved everything? Like, well, I didn't move everything. I just moved the mouse. I don't know. I was thinking about it when I was setting things up. I was like, it's a wireless mouse. Why is my mouse just not closer to me instead of me walking in front of the camera and moving this all?
Yeah, it's true.
I literally could probably just put it right here and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
I literally thought about that like right now.
We're back.
We're back.
You thought we left?
It's been a
Oh,
minute.
ye of little faith.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, man. So much has gone on in the last, like...
First, I want to tell people, please like and subscribe, comment for Mr. Algorithm because it helps us. Every like, every comment helps us. So please do that. Subscribe us on the platforms. Beauty and Brawn.
Cracked cold one for the working man.
I already cracked mine, so
Yeah.
cheers though.
Mine. Cheers.
Bam. Can you hear that, people? That was a brotherly cheers.
Man, so much has gone on in the last, like... it's been, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I also want to tell people that I'm so thankful for people who reached out and asked, "Where's Beauty and Brawn?
Yeah.
What happened, you guys?"
Yeah.
We didn't go anywhere, okay? We're still here. Thank you for your concern, though. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them what happened, man?
Well, I went to go get into my computer to upload some stuff, like some videos and stuff, and all of a sudden...
Porn.
No, it wasn't porn. My computer, I was like locked out of my computer, and I couldn't get into it. And I was just like, you turn your damn phone off!
Sorry, party foul.
And I was just like, what? And I did everything I could to get into this son of a bitch. Everything I could to get into this. I called every computer guy that I knew, and I racked my brain, and it was like this code that I needed, and I didn't have the code. So finally, I had to go. I was leaving for Denver, and I called
Fucking
Denver. I called Best Buy, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we totally know the problem. I guess it's like some virus thing that's been like going around or something like that."
So any computer could catch it?
Any computer could get it.
So it's like COVID for computers.
It was like COVID for computers. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I brought it into Best Buy.
We should put a mask on our computers.
We should.
So they don't catch COVID.
We should. Technically, it was a virus, so yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey. Yeah, it cost a pretty penny to fix. And then when I got back from Denver, I picked up my computer, and I got back so late, sat in the airport for 6.5 hours. Got back because I'll tell the story, but we'll get to the computer one first. So I didn't have time to set it up to do the podcast with us because I had to reset everything up through the computer, and then you got sick.
And then I got sick the following week.
And then you got sick the following week.
So that was 2 weeks for the computer situation.
Yeah.
And then I got sick on the third week we were supposed to meet for the podcast. And so now we're here.
Yeah, so now we're here. But yeah, man, I got stuck in the Phoenix airport for 6 hours. I was flying back from Denver, and there was something that happened with the flight. So they needed somebody to sign off. That always takes the longest. I don't understand why. They fixed the problem, but it always takes somebody 30 minutes to sign off on the damn thing. So we waited, and I'm a fairly large gentleman, I would say.
Yes, you are.
And this guy was, I'm up against the window, right? And this guy was sitting in the middle seat like he was 300 pounds. He had to maybe be $170, $160.
Was he in shape? Did
No.
he have ILS?
No. He was just like this, sitting. I'm just like.
He had ILS.
Yeah, dude.
For people who don't know, that's invisible lat syndrome.
Oh,
where
my
you
gosh.
have, I think you have, humongous lats.
And I'm just like up against the corner. And it's hot. I'm miserable. And then we sit on the tarmac for 40 minutes. And I'm like, I'm going to miss my flight. I'm going to miss my connection flight. Because I was supposed to fly to Phoenix and fly home.
Uh-huh.
I was supposed to be home by 9 a.m.
So, man, that means you got up at what time? 2?
I think, well, because it's an hour, 2 hours back.
Did you go to sleep?
So, no, I did. I would sleep. We got back fairly, from the television tapings, we got back fairly early, maybe about 9 or 10 o'clock. So I got some decent sleep before I got to the airport. And I have clear, so I just get right through the line fairly quickly.
What's clear?
It's where it's like TSA pre-check. It's like they just scan your eyes. You don't have to go through like all the other.
Really?
Yeah. They just,
How do you do that? How do you get set up for that?
They you just go to like clear.com, or they have them in the airports, and they just scan your eyes and it shows your identity, and then you just go straight to.
Because you don't have anything on your person to check through, or
no, you still have to go through like the security, like through the metal detector and all that. But it gets you through like the pre-boarding just line stuff. So it's like you just kind of get through that. And then I barely missed my connecting flight. Barely missed it. The door was shut, and they were backing the plane out as I was getting to my gate. The next flight wasn't until like 4 o'clock or something like that. And I was there with barely any food. I had some meals packed because I was planning on being home. So I was like, I'll pack some meals, and by the time I get home, I'll have my other meals, and we'll be all good. So I lived off of protein bars, protein shakes, and stale-ass rice cakes while I was in.
Yeah, but that'll do it, man.
While I was in the airport, man.
As long as you keep the protein intact.
Yeah, and then I had a coffee, and I had the little egg white protein things from like Starbucks. Yeah, but
those are a rip.
They're
a rip off, bro.
Such a fucking rip off. They really are.
Well, I mean, all you really need, there's been multiple days where I've fasted and or just done protein shakes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm cool, bro. In fact, sometimes I feel better, during those days, like as I'm communicating with people or doing daily tasks. But you do too many of those days together, you start to lose energy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you need food, bro.
You need food. Food is king. I'm on a lean bulk right now, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Okay, so tell the people about what that is. Because some people don't know what that is.
Well, pretty much the way my lean bulk is going is, as long as I wake up and I still have abs in the morning, but I'm still putting on good size, then we're all good.
But tell people what the foods consist of.
Oh, sorry. Lean ground beef, very lean ground beef. I think it's like 93.6. I want to say it was
93. That doesn't make sense. 93. That would be 99%. 93.4 or 96.4. Or
yeah. Whatever the math.
93.7.
whatever the math is. And then we're doing chicken. 7 ounces of chicken. 7 ounces of chicken. We're doing jasmine rice and broccoli, pretty much, and then cream of rice, egg whites. On leg days, I have protein pancakes in the morning. And my split has been split's been awesome.
Do the protein pancakes bring your caloric intake up at all?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. And I just love that I'm able to eat, because I was just so. Because you asked me this a couple weeks ago, and you're like, you're not competing.
No, I didn't say that. I said, are you competing?
Are you competing? Sorry, I missed word. Are you competing? And we have, me as a team, because we haven't talked about this, right? I've talked about it publicly, but I haven't talked to you about it. With everything that has arose with professional wrestling, and with everything that has transpired in the last couple weeks with professional wrestling, and everything that's been going on behind that I can't really talk about on a podcast, we have decided that it would be better that I did not compete, and that I would put some size back on than being so lean and depleted. And the I'm trying to word it very, very, very gingerly,
delicately,
very delicately. The other party agreed.
What's the other party? Oh, the wrestling people.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, how you can say that?
Yeah. They agreed that it would be a good idea that I put on a little bit more size. So we're like, let's not do the competition. Let's put some good, meaty size on you, and so we can get you ready for.
Wouldn't you agree, though? I'll play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Would you agree that you were right there?
I was.
How come you just didn't push through and do it anyways, and then go on to a lean bowl? Because what's the difference of 3 weeks?
It was 6. It was 6 or 4. I think it was 5 actually. There wasn't a huge difference, except I was still actively competing in wrestling, and I was just downright dead, But I just follow what they're saying. He said it would be a best interest, and on top of that, man, like I'm a professional wrestler. Okay, I can live a bodybuilder lifestyle of lift like a bodybuilder, eat like a bodybuilder. That doesn't necessarily mean I have to compete like a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? Now, will I compete one day? Probably. Next year? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds right now, but I think I forgot. I think the biggest thing what I forgot is I'm a professional wrestler first. I'm not a bodybuilder. And I jumped head first into the bodybuilding realm, right? With the diet and all that, and I actually forgot that I was a professional wrestler for a while.
Yeah, but most of the professional wrestlers are bodybuilders.
Not true.
No, they are. I could argue everybody's a bodybuilder because they're trying to build their body. So by default,
Some are.
No, they're all bodybuilders. I mean, they're not CrossFitters. And even if they're CrossFitter, that is a bodybuilder because they're building their body.
Right. It's a little different nowadays. Now, back in the day, yeah, everybody was trying to look like the Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, that bodybuilder, look, right? Nowadays, being a body guy, and I'll put that in parentheses, is very rare in a locker room.
What does it look like then? What does the bodies look like in professional wrestling? Because I see on TV I see on national television where I believe you're going to be one day, and I see all of them looking like John Cena or iterations of that. And John Cena was a competitive bodybuilder.
Right.
And Batista, somebody who you look up to, bodybuilder. I mean, The Rock, bodybuilder.
Right.
So, I mean, like, all these infamous guys were bodybuilders.
Correct. But you're talking in the early 2000s.
But, okay, so tell me, because I'm in the locker room, what has changed? Are they fat fucks now?
Yeah.
Well, then why did you even go on a pursuit of getting leaner
Because I want to be different.
But that's not arguably different, because I watched TV yesterday. Not yesterday, that's a lie.
Did you watch wrestling?
Sunday. No, but I saw commercials for let me tell you what I saw on this AEW. Is that what it is?
AEW.
Okay. I'm not a wrestling fan at all.
Okay.
I'm your friend, so by default, I'm a supporter of you.
Correct.
When I'm watching this AEW, I see guys that are fucking not shredded, but they're very muscular, got abs, thick fucking abs, and I see fat fucks too, and I see regular guys. I see guys you would see in Walmart, okay, with no fucking shoulders, rounded shoulders, if anything, little pecs, like little baby-looking boys.
Preach it.
Now, with all of that being said, I'm watching this AEW commercial, and I'm like, that could be Sledge. That guy, the way he did it right there. You could substitute that motherfucker for him, and he would be right there, and he should be right there. But that's what I'm thinking. But I'm not saying that to, boost you.
No.
I'm just saying that because that's in my brain what's going on as I'm watching this commercial. And look, full transparency, there are times we don't get along.
Yeah.
So I could easily side in the other direction and be like, nah, fuck, you can't do that.
For sure.
But that's not how I see it. I really see you like part of that network of people. Now, whatever that looks like to you, or whatever you want in your life, that's, obviously a little bit different conversation, but I'm seeing guys that are also way more jacked than you are on TV, and I'm seeing guys that are way less jacked than you are. So there's a disparity. It's like they don't look for the same thing.
Right.
No, what is that?
It's more turned into like a who you know basis business more than a.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like a who you know, like, hey, like, this person, okay, he's kind of good, okay, cool,
Gotcha. Well, that makes sense. Everything's
yeah. It's basically any kind of business world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guys who have bodies stand out. Guys that that have bodies stand out. And since I've gotten the body that I have, my bookings have gone through the roof because I look different than I look like a fucking wrestler. I don't look like the guy at fucking Walmart.
So you're saying that there is basically that keynote kind of speaker, or not speaker, a keynote kind of wrestler type of look.
Yeah.
Because you're saying you have that and you're coining it as a wrestler look. So then obviously you're conceding to the fact that, look, wrestlers got to look fucking muscular.
You got to look the part.
But there are fat fucks that are wrestlers.
There are so many. And I don't
fucking fat boys.
I'm trying to.
Do you know what I say to myself when there are guys in the gym that fucking think they're yacked and they're wearing sweaters? They're wearing sweaters and they think they're fucking yacked. And I think to myself, you're just a fucking fat boy. That's what I think, bro. Every single time I see a guy that wears sweaters in the gym, covering his fat, I'm thinking, and trying to look like he's pushing lots of weight and he's a fucking really, in the zone, got his hood up, his headphones on, his fucking...
Does he have the headphones?
Humongous Dre Beats or Beats by Dre headphone on, and I'm like, bro, you're just a fat boy. You're just a fat boy, dude. Don't try to act like you're this Chris Bumstead motherfucker or Ronnie Coleman. Like, dude, you're just a fat boy.
Does he have the headphones on?
No, this is a lot of guys. It's not just one guy.
Listen, do they have the headphones on the outside of the hood? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yes. I'm so fucking, when it comes to fitness, I'm so narrow-minded. I don't know why, dude, but it's like you're putting so much stock in your look, like these guys. You're putting so much stock in what you're wearing and how you're perceived to everybody around you, trying to cultivate or manufacture this type of insane bravado that you don't match with because you want people to think you're somebody you're not. You want people to think you're hardcore when you're not. You want people to think that you're this big guy when you're just a lot of fluff. By wearing a sweater and masking what you really are. Put more attention into your body in terms of food. Mm-hmm. Get leaner, bro. I'm not talking about gotta be fucking 10% or sub 10%. At least be something like 15 to 20%.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that bracket.
I agree.
But I mean, like, and by the way, I'm not trying to be too disparaging, so people understand context here. These are people that I've seen for the better half of a year that have not changed. Not changed. So that's why I call them fat boys. Because you could change your physical appearance in terms of body fat in at least a year, bro. Way less than that, dude. If you were strict on your diet. So when I see that, I look at that person and I think to myself, you're fucking weak, man. You're weak because you don't have what it takes to not to, I guess, filter what goes in your mouth. You can do this part with the weights because that's fun shit. But you cannot be disciplined with the food, and it's evident in your body.
Do you believe that I always say this because people ask me this a lot. I go, the gym's like
fucking fat boys.
We're back. I say that I say this all the time that the gym is like 10%, if that, 15%. Mostly, it's 80 to 85% of it is what you're putting in your body.
Yeah,
is the clean food you're putting in your body. And I'm not saying you have to be clean all the time. It's okay to have a cheat meal. That doesn't even necessarily mean like this weekend, right? This weekend, I was supposed to compete April 1st. It's also the anniversary of my dad's death, right? So it's also WrestleMania weekend, right? So I'm actually heading down to LA tomorrow and Thursday. But this weekend, I'm going to enjoy the weekend. I'm going to celebrate my dad. And I'm going to celebrate his life, and I'm going to enjoy WrestleMania. Now, did I tell my coach this? Absolutely. And he says, that's cool. Go for it. Just don't go overboard.
Yeah, don't do what Justin does, because I go overboard.
Brother, let me explain.
But, look at me. But, look at me.
Brother, I'm going to tell you some cheats, bro. I'm going to tell you some cheats that I've had, brother. you know. But like, I'm gonna enjoy Saturday. WrestleMania is a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna enjoy Saturday lightly, but Sunday I'm gonna enjoy, right? But then I was thinking to myself, right? I said, self, what would happen if you didn't have a cheat meal for a month? No Reese's, no cookies, no nothing. What would happen? What would your body do? Right? Because I love sweets. I have a huge sweet tooth. You have a sweet tooth. That's one thing we do commonly bond on is we love Reese's.
Oh, yeah.
We love fucking Reese's, right?
Yeah, man.
Fucking chocolate and peanut butter is our shit.
Yeah.
What would happen? Because if you do something for so long, it turns into a regimen, right? If you eat clean for so long, it turns into your lifestyle, right? So I've been eating clean now for, I don't know, 7 months, something like that. And it's a lifestyle change for me now. Now, do we change it up here and there? Yeah, absolutely. But it's more of still of a lifestyle change for me. So I'm thinking to myself, if I do it for 4 weeks, will I completely forget about the sweets and not want them anymore? And my body will crave even more good food? It's kind of an experiment that I was thinking about. And I was like, let's just see what happens. Curiosity.
Yeah, and I've had that same thought process. The one thing that would have to be a common denominator with your nutrition is adherence for you to stick to something like that. And now adherence only comes when you like what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Or else it's just forced, and inevitably you're going to end up opting out at some point or another because you're a human being, not a robot. So if it's something that you can adopt in terms of like long term, and you actually look forward, what that would look like is you look forward to each meal. Like you don't get tired of your food. You look forward to each meal. You're surprised by the taste every single time that you eat it. I can honestly say that you could follow that plan. I'm going to give a shout out to this meal company I used to go with back in the day. His name is Ryan Hernandez. He is owner of Clean Machine Meals in San Luis.
Heard about them.
Now, that food is way too good. I looked forward to each and every meal. And by the way, calorie-wise, they're typically around 390 to like 450 calories per meal. But the way he cooked the meals and because he's only cooking with organic, whole, unprocessed foods, you get a lot of bang for your buck, right? But they're because he knows how to spice the foods accordingly. They're very tasty, and I'm telling you, each meal I look forward to. I could do that for literally the rest of my life with occasional donuts here and there and Reese's and maybe a couple of meals at one time instead of just one, like indulging rather. But I could do that, but I can't do like the way I meal prep right now. I couldn't do that for the rest of my life without any kind of cheat meal. I would feel like I just wouldn't have anything to look forward to, which is the reason why I do a whole smorgasbord on Sunday and I don't divvy up the calories every day like some every single day and not a whole big, slew on Sunday. Like some people do that.
Yeah.
Some people like to divvy their cheat calories up if it fits your macros kind of thing throughout the week. So they're not starving themselves of these foods for, and waiting to one day to do it.
For sure.
Me personally, I like to get sick as fuck on Sunday so that I don't want any of those foods for the rest of the week.
Oh my gosh.
So that's my theory.
I know that feeling. I've had that feeling for the last 2 weeks.
Man, I mean, okay, so do you want to trade cheat meals? Because
I'm down.
I can assure you that mine trumps yours.
I don't know.
No, I know. It does. So just like you were kind of iffy on if I could beat you with that challenge, I think you need to readjust your thought process when asking me what my cheat meal is. Okay, so go ahead. You cheat meal. Oh, you want me to go first?
Go first.
Okay. You've been to Jocko's?
Yeah.
Okay, so
of course.
Go to Jocko's, and I get obviously the same thing I always get, which is basically a ribeye, 20-ounce ribeye, the potatoes, everything on the potatoes, a big plate of fries, chicken strips, adult size, not kid size, and a salad beforehand, right? And then
gotta keep it healthy with the salad.
Yeah, gotta keep it healthy with the salad, And then I go drive my ass to Santa Maria to pick up a dozen Krispy Kreme.
My man.
And I'm not talking about like just glaze. Like we do apple fritters, we do we do jelly stuffed. I do all that shit. Bring them back. I eat all of them. All of them. I'm not talking about like I left one morsel of one of the donuts in the box. All of them were gone. I have 2 big bowls of ice cream. I have a few Reese's. I have a few 100 grands. You know those 100 grand?
Yep.
Okay. I have probably 4 packets of Welch's fruit snacks, and then a big thing of blueberries for bed because I got to eat healthy before I go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
I got to eat something good for me before I go to bed.
I mean, a salad, and you got to keep somewhat of the healthiness in there. So that's more.
That's
of like,
one meal, dude. That's one. Well, that's not one meal. That is one
Afternoon.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
an
eating for at
afternoon.
least 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then I wake up Monday and I'm bloated a little bit, but then Tuesday I look like a fucking god.
Yeah.
Not God. I will tell you this. I will look. I don't like saying that, to be honest with you. I look like a fucking specimen Tuesday. Wake up because, dude, I don't want to put myself in that same category as God. That's not fair, bro. That's not fair.
Okay.
Specimen.
You want to go with Do you want to go with Sundays, or do you want to go with
We could probably
last
take
week's?
we could probably take both of yours, put them together. They don't even equal what I just told you, calorie wise.
Probably not calorie wise.
But tell me, but let's entertain me, man.
Okay, so
Entertain us.
we went to Hoagie's, and Nick made me a very special cheeseburger burrito thing that was fucking massive.
Did you have flashbacks of
I
our
did.
time at Hoagie's?
I fucking did, with garlic fries.
Nice.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, I only get one meal, so fuck it. Let's just go for it. And I fucking finished that. I devoured that fucking thing with fries. Blah. You know? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
your inner fat boy comes out.
oh,
You know
brother.
what I mean?
Oh, it does, dude. Especially on cheat meals. Fuck
Yep,
yeah, it does.
yep.
You know? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I'm still kind of hungry. like,
Of course.
like, this is ridiculous. You know? So we walk on the pier a little bit, and what else did we get? We got Munchies?
Yeah.
Yeah, the yogurt place. The frozen yogurt place?
Minchies.
Minchies. Yes, but on the way to Minchies, I got donuts.
From where?
Foster's.
Okay, what'd you get?
I got a raspberry filled, a lemon filled, and was it a glaze? Something like that. I think it was a glaze. No, it was the frosted sprinkle. Got one of those.
Cake
Wait,
donut. Cake
Yeah.
donut?
Well, that's not really.
Is it a cake donut?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they put like the little, they always put those little donut holes in there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I ate that on the way to Munchies. Got there, went in there, and they have, brother, you want ice cream? Brother, go there.
It's yogurt though, right?
No. Yeah, they have a Reese's one.
Oh, nice. But it's yogurt, right?
Yeah.
So for some reason, yogurt fucks my stomach up here. I don't know
Bro.
why, but
I was like, there's no way in fuck this tastes just like Reese's. No way in fuck.
it doesn't, does it?
It does.
Well, come on, man.
It does.
Come on,
Bro.
Did you put chocolate over? Because maybe then it would taste
No,
like
it
Reese's.
actually comes out kind of like chocolate. And I tasted it, I was like, oh, fuck, this is dangerous. Oh, fuck, this is...
It's nothing like a real Reese's cup.
Dude, I swear to it, it tasted almost exactly the same. I'm not fucking with you.
Okay, but then you don't get that milk chocolate taste in your mouth with the peanut butter, which is everything.
That is everything.
It is everything.
And I was like, oh, fuck. But the thing is, though, is like, I'm not a huge ice cream fan, and when I go to Munchies, I just go for the toppings.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So I just fill the bottom up with just a little bit of it. But then I go right over to the Reese's,
Right, yeah.
and I dump that whole motherfucker on top of there
Yes.
with some cookie dough and some other ones,
That's
little bit of the chocolate gimmick. Ate that, felt a little heavy. I was like, oh fuck. Ugh.
Do you think it has something to do with the lactose or the dairy from the?
Probably.
Because I can do lots of dairy, but for some reason I can't do that type of dairy. Please, somebody explain to me what the difference is in terms of, I don't know, cultures and cultures inside that kind of dairy as opposed to milk products like fucking, full fat ice cream,
Yeah.
cheese, whey protein, because I can do all that, no problems. But when I do something like that, I get keeled over.
Yeah, it was super heavy in the stomach. Man, I only had a little bit. So I was like, all right, maybe I need to, okay, maybe it's over. But then like my stomach, it kind of relaxed. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm not over yet. So I came back to the house and I had little goodies stuffed for when I competed after I got done. And I'm like, let's start pulling these motherfuckers out. Shit, they're not going to eat themselves.
What was it?
Girl Scout cookies.
Which ones? The
Peanut
ones?
butters?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Come on. And the lemon ones?
Oh, right.
Ate those. Went down to the freezer, grabbed some Reese's, because I got Reese's in the freezer. Ate a couple of those. After that, I was like, I think I'm good. And that was 2 weeks ago. Last Sunday, after church, went to Olive Garden. Got the salad and breadsticks. And then got the chicken and shrimp Alfredo. I should have asked for light sauce. I should have, because it was just too saucy for me. But I double chicken with 2 Italian sausages. Ate that. Then I wrestled in Lompoc on Saturday night. So on the way back from Lompoc, I grabbed a crumble cookie in Santa Maria, so I had it for Sunday. So I ate crumble cookie after Olive Garden. Then I came back to the house, had some more Girl Scout cookies. Then, have you had an Old West cinnamon roll?
Oh my gosh, there's a bear shit in the fucking mountains.
Had an Old West cinnamon roll with some Reese's. And I think I went more sweet heavy last week than I did. That's always my thing. Is I always go like the meal's fine. It's
right.
Just, I go
second. It's an afterthought. The real thought comes with the sweets.
Yeah, it's the sweets, man. That's when I just go fucking to town.
People don't understand. There's a second stomach for just sweets.
Just for sweets, there is. It's the meal. You're like, that's great. Burger, fries, fuck it. Let's get the Reese's.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Where the fuck are those? Yeah, man. And it was just it was good. But then like I always wake up dehydrated as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Thirsty.
You got a little bit of a headache.
That's called a food hangover, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get that every Monday.
Every Monday. Yeah. I'm like, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I got a Sahara desert in my fucking mouth. And I'm trying to fucking sip water down. And then I wake up and like, I'm like, oh God, my fucking, like I got like a fucking sugar fucking hangover.
And on top of that, not to mention the worst thing about it is you don't feel fucking tight. You feel sloppy a little bit.
As fuck.
And you're like, fuck, dude.
You were still bloated from the day before. And you're like, I got to go do legs.
Yes,
like,
of course.
That's it. Like that's
the antidote.
You have to do legs.
Yep.
So I went on Monday and I fucking crushed legs and lifted the heaviest I've lifted in I don't know how long, and felt good. Woke up today, bing, abs are back.
Yeah, your body just kind of flushed out what it needed to.
Yeah.
And you use the glycogen, a lot of it, and you're pissing all day, so you're flushing your system. Yes. Yeah, man. It's worth it though. People, even when you get to that day, you're like, what is going to come as a byproduct of you eating like an asshole.
Yes.
It's so fucking worth it, man.
It is.
It's so worth it.
You know what's funny?
That's how people feel that get drunk, I would imagine. They just when they get so obliterated and they wake up with a massive hangover. But I would hope that they wouldn't think it's worth it.
You know what's funny is like we're like, oh, you can only have one meal. It's a cheat meal. And we're talking like 3 or 4 hours.
Dude, everybody does.
Food.
Everybody, I would think most people do that because bodybuilders are fucking got a weird relationship with food, man.
Yeah.
When you have to parse out certain things of your diet in your life and you do it daily, you're going to have a little bit of a dysfunctional relationship with food. Maybe women can do it better than men, but I don't know any man that doesn't have a dysfunctional relationship with food. That's a bodybuilder.
They
fucking gorge themselves,
Yes.
I'm sure women do to some degree too, but you know, fuck, dude.
Yeah, I just can't have one like that, especially with sweets. I just can't have one.
Right.
I have to.
I'm not even gonna do it if I can only have one.
Yeah.
If you say, "Hey, Josh, go get a Krispy Kreme," if I had a coach and he say, "Go get a Krispy Kreme," and I would follow up with just one. And if he said, "Yeah," I'd be like, "Nah, forget it, dude.
Nah, I'm good.
Forget it.
Yeah, there's no.
I'll
There's
just
no
stay
point.
on my plan."
Yeah, there's no point.
No.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat 2 cups of rice.
Yeah,
For the calories.
Yeah, for the calories. Yeah, for sure. And I don't know, man. Like I've just felt so much. Like I feel like I've adapted to like your lifestyle. Like you eat clean through the week, and
Gorge yourself on Sunday.
and then you gorge yourself on Sunday. But like I feel good. I feel more alive. I feel more awake. I feel more happy. More just everything is just. And everything is just firing right now on like all cylinders. Like, I really can't complain. I mean, I wish the weather would be better, but other than that, like I can't complain. It's about to rain.
Is it again?
Yeah, it's gonna rain. Yeah.
We sound like old fucks when we talk about the weather.
We
It's
do.
gonna rain. Oh, really? Oh, how long? It's like, fucking shut up, dude. The weather's gonna be what the fucking
The
weather is.
outside is weather, and like I haven't weighed myself. I still haven't weighed myself.
Good for you, man.
At
'cause
all.
that just fucks with most people.
And I've thought about that too because I get asked a lot, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know.
Just fucking put a number out there. Say 250, bro.
You know, and they're like, well, how don't you know? I go, because the mirror is my scale.
Right, but nobody's gonna like question you on your number. They're just
No.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, the mirror's my scale. As long as I wake up with abs in the fucking morning, I don't give a fuck what I weigh.
Right.
You know?
It should be about. Well, the reason. Let me just be an asshole here for a second.
Be an asshole.
I wanted you to compete because I wanted you to meet a goal. That's really the only reason why I was illustrating it the way I was, because I wanted you to meet a goal, man. I don't think competing is a virtue for most people. I think it's meaningless. I think the only thing that comes out of it is the requisite discipline it takes to adhere to a certain structured life for a set amount of months. And 9 times out of 10, that is going to substantiate behaviors in that person that are going to be able to follow them for the rest of their life with most other things that they do in life, whether it be building a business, building a family, etc. That's why I wanted you to compete. That's the only reason why it only matters is for that. Apart from that, it's fucking futile. It doesn't mean shit. And in fact, most people that compete are really doing themselves a disservice, especially when you add in, and I'm not talking about people that do it naturally. People that do it naturally, even though they're doing it a little more in a more healthy way, it's still not the way your body wants to live when you're living sub 6, sub 5% body fat, okay? I know that's just for a moment in time that you're going to have that percentage of body fat, but still, not fucking that healthy. Now, secondly, guys that compete that are on lots of gear, I don't understand that. They're just doing it because it's what makes them competitive. And in order to win, they have to do that, provided they have elite genetics, provided they're elite responders to the drugs. But doing that, it is ruining them internally. And people will say, well, Justin, though, but they get blood work done. They have a constant, they have a coach that constantly monitors their blood work. It's like, blood work is shit. And let me tell you why. Blood work is only a snapshot of what's going on in your body at that moment. It's a snapshot. It's like saying, I know exactly what that car looks like that's going 100 miles an hour down the road, and I snap a picture of it. That is your blood work. That's your blood panel. That's what's going to be reflective in your blood panel. A snapshot of a car going 100 miles an hour. You think you're going to be able to get an understanding of all the details on that car? What kind of wheels they are? What kind of paint? If there's like fucking ghost flames on the car, what they look like? What kind of color the car is, what the shape of the car, going 100 miles an hour, and you take a snapshot of it, and that's what you're looking at to be able to identify what kind of car that is, and all the details that make that car up. No, that's exactly what the blood panel is. So you can't really know what's going on internally from just blood panels, even if they're done every 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And that's if people do that. They don't even do that most of the time. So you're running the risk. And for what? For what, dude? If you take the top tier bodybuilders, Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, they've made something of their life, man. They're fucking rich as a byproduct. They have businesses, etc.
Yeah.
We're talking about 0.1% of the world that even make it to that realm. You're people like, you know, even like Chris Bumstead or somebody like that's Phil Heath, somebody who's like, you know, really fucking made it and got a massive name, which is 0.5% of the world. That's still not in trade worth my fucking life at an early age dying, having what they have. It wouldn't be. You'd have to give me the kind of money that billionaires have that are fucking oil moguls. Then I might think about it. Dying 20 years before my life expectancy would be up in normal circumstances. But even then, bro, that's a thought that would cross my mind. Do I want to give up my life? 15, 20 years? Die of a heart attack? Die of some complication within my body? But nobody's thinking about that because most people that are centered in bodybuilding are narcissistic and they're self-reliant, dude. And that's okay. But when you have a family or you're making a family and you're gonna die early, does that serve any purpose or value to your family members, people that love you?
No.
So what I'm saying is, that's why I'm such a fucking hard ass for drugs. They should have never been implemented, bro. You should only be able to do what you can only do on your fucking own accord, naturally. If you can't lift 500 pounds, you can't lift 500 pounds.
I can't lift.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't deadlift 500, if you can't squat 660, you can't do it. If you can't do it naturally, you can't fucking do it. If the drugs helped you, you're still not doing it. The drugs are doing it, not you. Like, even if it happened, it only happened because you had a fucking aid. Like, if everything is, you know, set equal on the bar, people can only take creatine, caffeine, pre-workout, whey protein, you know, bullshit like that. And then they can only lift X amount of weight. The only help that they have is their creatine or whatever, beta-alanine or citrulline malate from their pre-workout. That's all they can do. All this Anavar, Deca, fucking Primo, dude. All test derivatives, they're not real, bro. It's not you, it's them. So really, what are you creating? You're creating a false bravado of what you really can do, both physically and aesthetically. It's just a bullshit fucking thing, bro. And you're talking about a guy that's competed like 10 times. I'm disparaging on it because I've been through that behind the curtain. And I've even at an amateur level, you see what goes on at the professional level. And it's just bullshit, bro. It's bullshit. Those people that are on stage, they're puppeteers. Being controlled by the master puppet fucking whatever you call him. Like, the judges are telling you, this is what you got to look like, bro, for you to come in the top spot. Not what you want to look like, what we want you to look like. So you better do this to this area. You better do this to this area. You better build this area up. Even if you don't like the way that looks, because you don't like that body type. They're going to tell you what you have to look like. If not, you don't get a top spot.
And then another judge who doesn't like that is going to make you do something totally different.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
you're being controlled by the fucking judges. You're just, at that point, you don't have any stock in the game. You're being controlled. And I mean, to some level, we're all slaves to some degree, to something. We're going to be slave to something. But when it comes to something like that, man, and you're putting, exorbitant amounts of exogenous testosterone in your body and testosterone derivatives and androgens, you don't even know what the fuck that's doing because, again, the best thing you have is a snapshot, which is the blood panel of what's going on internally. To me, you're not thinking. You're just not thinking. You're only thinking about here and now and the pursuit that you're after. That's only going to last if you're lucky. And you're not a Dexter Jackson, which does it for 30 years. You're only going to last 5 to 7 years. I'm not saying you're going to kill or die off or anything,
right,
but you're not going to be that competitive anymore because guys that are coming up are going to take your spot. And now you're going to be unknown. Unless you're a Ronnie or a Jay. What are the odds of that shit, though, dude? You have to win massive Olympias for that to be the case.
I honestly like Jay and Ronnie, that 1%,
No, they're a point like fucking 4% or 3% of the world, man.
What I was saying was they made their names, in bodybuilding, but they made their names more on like the business side of bodybuilding than they did actually competing.
Afterwards.
If
it wasn't for what they did in bodybuilding, though, they wouldn't have a name.
And I think the thing with like Bumstead, right, is he's gotten very famous off of YouTube.
That's because of social media now.
Of social media.
If Ronnie
absolutely.
and Jay had that back then, now it'd be a different story.
Totally
for them,
different story. Absolutely. And I think that's definitely the reason why Bumstead is so popular is because of social media.
Yeah.
And because of social media and because of YouTube. And I love his vlogs. His vlogs are great. I watch him while I do cardio. I think
he's a fucking cool dude, man.
He seems like a really fucking cool dude.
Down to earth, yeah.
Very down to earth. His fiance Courtney seems fucking hilarious. His camera guy's fucking funny as shit too because he's always ribbing on him, which I think is fucking hilarious. But yeah, definitely because of social media is the reason why Chris Bumstead is who he is. Because honestly, bodybuilding for the last, I don't know, since the Cutler days, I guess no one really gave two shits really about the Olympia or anything like that, unless you were really into that bodybuilding realm. And now bodybuilding is becoming more mainstream because of social media and because of guys like Bumstead and because of like Walker and Lunsford and so on and so forth because of social media. And you see TikTok, social media TikTok, you see these kids and oh my gosh, brother me softly. I want to punt these kids so hard in the gym these last couple days. Oh my!
All the high schoolers you talking about?
Oh yeah, because they're all out on spring break right now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's what that influx of dumb fucks is.
Yes. So they're all out on spring break, and there's this core group of 4, 5 maybe, and I saw them on. Was it Monday? I think it was Monday. I saw them on Monday. Let's say Tuesday. I saw them last week too. I think that's what it was. And I'm doing my lifts. I'm getting it in, and they just keep fucking staring at me, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And then you could tell who the leader of the pack is.
Yeah, out of every one of them, you could tell. Yeah,
you always tell that one leader of the pack. He's the one who's trying to do the lat spread in the fucking mirror, where he has no lats.
Yeah,
he's a buck fucking nothing soaking wet, but he's sitting there ordering his friends around on what to work out. The leader.
Yeah.
And they really got in my fucking way yesterday. And I'm doing legs. And I'm on the hack. And it's me on the hack and then Mark's on the Smith. And these kids are just in the fucking way. Right? And I say it very loudly so they can fucking hear me because none of them have headphones in. And I said to Mark, hey, Mark, did Fitness 19 open up a fucking daycare? He starts laughing so hard. I'm like, because we got these fucking kids in here that need to get the fuck out of here.
You're such a bully.
You're
such a bully.
I am, dude. Bro, when I'm in the zone and I'm getting my shit in, like, yeah, man. And like they all looked, and then they all gradually just moved down that way. I said it worked. I don't give a fuck if they're in there. I don't care. Just don't get in my fucking way.
I had that same conversation with someone at the gym the other day, and she was saying that basically the same thing that you're saying, and I said, and she talked about how they're like trying to pose their little abs in the mirror, and I'm just like, I know. I said that, it's funny. The people that have the right to actually do something like that because they have a body and they've accrued a body don't do that. But the ones that don't have a body are the ones you see posing and flexing and shit. And I attribute that to social media. What they're
Of
looking at
course.
through social media, the guys that they look up to in social media,
Absolutely.
all the lame fucking influencers that are not with their salt in terms of the way that they work out, their integrity, everything they stand for. They're lames, dude. And they look up to people like that and they think, well, I should do that. I'm going to pose my abs. I'm going to fucking do what these guys take video of and do reels of. I'm going to do the same thing when I'm at the gym. Because that's, I think, where I should go. And it sides to the, or rather it complements the narrative that these guys are just so fucking impressionable. They're just, these little 16, 17-year-old kids are so impressionable that they think that's the business. To do something, to like pose in the mirror, barely work out, sit there in a wife beater, get a little pump, pose, go back for more bicep curls, pose. It's like, they don't really know what work is, bro. They don't really know to put their head down and to fucking work and then leave. And then do that 10,764 more times before they actually look in the mirror and judge themselves on their work and their what their efforts have produced. And it's just a soft society. It's a soft society of men.
I agree. And it's one of those things where it's like, I understand if you're young and you want to start lifting. That's totally okay. Because when I was young, for football and wrestling, I lifted, right? Did I lift to the aspects that I lift to now? No. I've always been that on and off lifter. I would lift for a little bit, and then I would not lift, and I'd lift a little bit, and then not lift. Now it's just became like a lifestyle. That's just how it is now. It's like, and I have to be scheduled. I have to be regimented. I have to do this by this time and get this done by this time. Da, 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 da. And these kids don't understand that. Now, do I respect them for getting in the gym at 5 in the morning? Absolutely. Getting in the gym before school? Fuck yeah. Do it. Just work out. If you're going to be in there, and it's one of those things where it's just like, if you have a question about something, it's okay to ask one of us in there. I know that, I come off as a big, scary, intimidating human being. It's okay to ask me. No amount of people have come up to me and asked me about, how do I do this? How do I do that? Yeah. That's totally okay. I'm going to show you, right? But just don't go in there and just be playing grab ass. That's my biggest thing. Don't go in the gym and play grab ass. Don't sit there and push your buddies around and all this other fucking bullshit. No, we're in there. We're getting, especially the 5 a.m. crew, we're in there. We're getting our fucking work in. We're in there fucking hustling. We're working. We're motivating each other to get fucking better, because that's what you need to do every time you walk into the gym. Is you're there to get fucking better every single fucking time you're in there. Mm. Not in there to fucking play grab ass.
Mm. Yeah.
You want to play grab ass? Get your work in, then go fucking outside the gym and go play grab ass.
Yeah. I guess
it's not a fucking playground.
It's not. And I agree with everything you're saying. I think back to when I was my conscience can't help me to, pull me back to when I was 17, 16 and what I was doing. And I was an idiot and I was doing stupid shit. And I didn't understand these more adulterated things that I understand now today. And as a result, I was doing what these knuckleheads do. And I was looked at by other guys that are our age as a knucklehead, as a punk kid. What the fuck are you doing? Why are your pants that fucking low? All this, that, and the third. So I guess I can sympathize where these kids are at in life, and that, look, if I changed and I came out of that quagmire, then they can too. It's just going to take years.
I agree.
It's going to take fucking years.
Like I said, I commend them on being in there at 5 a.m. and getting in there and getting and lifting what they do. I commend them for that.
Yeah.
But don't play grab ass. Like, this ain't a fucking playground.
Play grab ass with your girl. Don't play grab ass with me.
Yeah, and don't play grab ass with your buddies. Don't be sitting there fucking pushing or slapping.
Yeah, that shit's.
What are you doing?
That shit's gay, bro.
What are you doing?
That shit's gay.
Anyway.
Time to take care of business.
That's right. Gym's about business. Business is good.
Please comment, subscribe again.
And don't be a fat fuck.
Don't be a fat boy. Beauty and Brawn.
I don't know why I threw that in. It was just funny.